Okay, friends. So I think let's get started. Welcome back to Network Journey, the AWS DevOps program. I'm happy to see there's a huge crowd. Okay, really appreciating your time, all of you spending to join the session. Okay, so let me introduce myself because I'm going to be a trainer. Okay, in that case, right? My name Kumar. I'm working around 12 plus years of career with this IT. Currently, I'm playing in the role of multi-cloud architect. Multi-cloud in the sense I used to work with AWS, Azure, GCP, right? And coming to DevOps tools, right? I worked almost all the tools, like starting from pipeline, version control, or if you take infrastructure as a code, or automations, all right, scripting, Python scripting, and Docker and Kubernetes. Okay, almost all the DevOps tools, right? I have a good exposure. So other than that, right, I'm working in one of the MNC company right now, where because we cannot only take the training, right? Technology, coming the advanced things day by day, day by day. We need to be up to date in this field. Otherwise, we are out of IT, right? So taking training is one of my hobby. The another reason, right? Literally, if you go in any project in reality, we will not get opportunity to work in all these cloud or technologies or tools. At least by taking these kind of trainings, right, I'm keeping my hands on with all these technologies and tools. Maybe if it is useful for me in future, right, it'll be easy for me to. Okay, I've completed my certifications in AWS, in Azure, CKA, Kubernetes certified. So yes, of course, I'm still preparing for a few other certifications. That's about me. And last almost 8, 9 years, right, I'm taking care of this trainings and all. Okay, so close to more than 5,000, 10,000. I'm not sure. Lots of students I've trained. I'm very looking forward eagerly to meet all of you in the first session. I think we can get it started. All right. So if you have any doubts, right, maybe put it in the chat section. I'll try to answer it. Okay. Anyone wanted to unmute and ask any question related to technical? I'm happy to do that as well. But again, there are huge people are attending. If it is uh, any of your private question, we can talk it offline. But anything related to technical, we can discuss about it. Okay, not an issue. Fine. I don't want you to make it wait anymore. I know more than all this boring introduction and all, people are very much eager to learn about the AWS and DevOps. Again, I hate talking a lot and I hate explaining many things in theory, but no other way. Next, 15 minutes in order to getting into cloud, right? I want people have to understand few basic scratch concepts of AWS and general cloud, not only AWS, whatever the cloud you would like to go, either it could be any cloud, Azure or GCP or AWS, Oracle Cloud, VMware, vCloud, IBM Cloud, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, DigitalOcean Cloud, any cloud platform you would like to choose. These fundamental, what I'm going to tell you for next 10, 15 minutes, that's very important. Okay. So what is the agenda for today? I'm just going to give you the heads up about what is cloud, why we are learning AWS, and I'm going to show you some hands-ons. I'm going to show you how to set up the account in AWS and what are the things we can do as a first step when you are getting into AWS account. What are the things we can do practically as a hands-on? Forget about us as individual. If you're going to any organization, imagine you got a project, you got a job in any IT, you are going into your onboarded to AWS project. What will be your roles and responsibility? Okay. What is your first priority you will do in that project? That thing I'm going to discuss. And of course, the organization perspective. Any people migrating from on-premises to cloud, what will be their first approach? Okay, how they set up the cloud account according to their standard, according to their organization's requirement. All those things I'm going to show you. Last but not least, I'm going to tell you like what are the services we're going to cover, what are the DevOps tools we're going to cover, all those things that I'm going to show you. Okay, that is that action plan for next 15, 20, 30, 45 minutes. Okay, fine. Let's get started. So yes, cloud computing. I think this is one of the recent days, last 1-2 years, right? We are hearing this term a lot because every organization, right, they have started using cloud. Okay, and people also, right, the IT people also getting a higher salary comparing than developers. Earlier, there was a talk. People whoever works in the operations, people whoever work in support, right, they won't get much salary as compared to developers. application developer or website developer. But today, it's not like that. That's not a true. The actual thing is the people who works in cloud and DevOps, right? They are getting paid huge actually. We can't even imagine. They are getting paid the huge. Only thing we need to upgrade our knowledge. That is the only requirement of every company. They are ready to pay whatever you want. All right. So why cloud is suddenly growth and it has a good peak? Okay. So why, how it's happened from on-premises? People are telling like, hey, I'm working in TCS, hey, I'm working in Accenture, I'm working in CTS, I'm working in IBM. So we are as the organization, we bought so many technical people to work in AWS, Azure, GCP. That is the reason, right? Cloud became peak suddenly. Actually, that is not true. If you take any organization, what does it mean by organization? It could be from any pharma-based clients. It could be any financial sectors. It could be any banking sectors. It could be any organization like a manufacturing. Take a BMW, automobile industry. It could be anything related to government-based sectors or any other private sector, whatever. As an organization, they are decided to migrate portion of their resources into cloud actually. That is the reason the companies like TCS, IBM, Wipro, Accenture, everybody got their project actually. Once upon a time, right, every organization, they were having a physical data center. What does mean by physical data center? All our servers, storages, networking devices, everything, right, will be there in a. So I think Abdul Malik is playing the screen. Actually, I'm not a host. I think Network Journey host supposed to disable the annotation or make me as a co-host. I'll take care. Anyway, so once upon a time, every organization, right, they were handling all these, physical resources. Like if you go any data center, right, there will be a physical server, storages, networking device, everything will be there. What is the complexity? What is the difficulty in managing our physical resources? If you ask me in that way, yes, of course. If you go and buy servers, storages, networking devices, that will be a not easiest task actually. Okay, that will be not as easiest task. What you think? Okay, what I'll do, I'll open one of my notepad. All right, here you can see S4N. There's something called S4N. Okay, what does mean by S4N? Server, storage, software, security. Last N for networking. Okay, the 4S plus N, this is something called as a S4N. If you go any data center, right, this S4N is mandatory. If you go any data center, the S4N is mandatory. What does mean by data center? The data center is something like a server room. Okay, if you go any organization, initially they were having this data center only. All there now, server, storage, software, everything will be hosted and available in the data center. What is the drawback and difficulty in data center? What is the issue? Today we would say cloud computing is a replacement of this data center. Why? Because when you go to the data center, right, first you need to investment. Okay, investment is the biggest challenge. Okay, so you need to buy a server, storage. Think today if you go and buy any simple, laptop, how much it's cost you around? Check it in Flipkart, Amazon, or directly go to the service provider stores. Minimum 40,000, 50,000, you can buy a decent configuration of laptop. So think about the cost for your servers, storages, networking devices like switches, firewall, routers. All those things will be very huge actually. Okay, there are some disadvantages of data centers. Okay, first one is investment. Second one, okay, high availability. If something happened to one hardware, maybe in your physical data center, right? If one hardware failure, what you need to do? You need to put another little more investment for replacing the particular component. Okay, and again, there is no proper high availability. If this server goes down, of course, if the entire power outage happened right in your data center, there is no proper high availability. There is no alternate immediate backup when you have a data center. That is another challenging one. And you need more manpower. You need more manpower. in terms of managing all these hardwares of server. Hardware engineer should be there. In terms of managing your storages, right? We should have a storage engineers for configuring networking, switching, routing, firewalls. We should have a dedicated engineer for that. So you need to have a more manpower. Of course, your operation cost is a bit more higher. Okay. Operation cost also involved. Imagine 10 people are working in a data center. If each person averagely take home, they are getting 30,000. Think about monthly 3 lakhs, somewhere around 3 lakhs. They need to spend only for a manpower salary, operations cost. They need to provide proper ventilation, AC, all those factors, right? Coming to the picture. That is the reason, right? People decided to go with the cloud. That is the reason people are decided to go with cloud computing. What is cloud computing in this case? What is cloud computing? Cloud computing, online definition. Okay. It's a replacement for physical data center. Other than that, right? It's a virtual data center present online. Okay. If you have internet, you can configure your organization infrastructure in cloud virtually. Okay. You don't want to pay any invest anything, just to pay as you go model. What does it mean? So in our house, right, we'll pay electricity bill every month, either 1 month or twice in a month. If you consumed for 100 units of electricity, you will pay only for that. If you consumed for 50 units of electricity bill, you need to only pay for that. Okay, same way. In cloud computing, whatever the services you are using, pay only for that, kind of renting the resources. You own any resources, you will be renting the resources. Okay. So cloud computing is a replacement of your data center. Whatever the drawbacks we faced, everything is converted here as the advantages. So virtual data center present online. There is no physical. There is no physical. You cannot touch and feel anything. Everything it become virtual. Everything virtual server, virtual storage. Then if everything virtual, who is taking care of it? Backend, who will be managing it? There is something called cloud providers. Okay, who all peak in market? Yeah, just now we discussed AWS or Azure or GCP. These three terms are right. As of today, is peak in market. You can ask me, why Hari, why I need to learn AWS? Why should not Azure? Since I am a multi-cloud architect, I'll tell you, I think I am a right person to talk about why we need to pick AWS among all three. Almost 50% of people user base with AWS because they are from very long. Okay. Almost all the services are with AWS. But where if you compare Azure and GCP, right, they are trying to copy AWS. There are some services, there are some technologies are in preview state only here. Preview means what? It's not ready for production. There are some services still in preview. It's actually GCP. There is a typo. Okay. So AWS, everything ready in available state. Comparatively, the cost also a bit more better when comparing other cloud service provider. Performance also better comparing other service provider. And customer support. That's very important. Okay. Cost also better. And availability of technology. And customer support. And performance. All those things, right? According to me, right? AWS has a crucial role. Why I'm telling like that? If you ask anything to GCP, right? When we'll go for the customer support and all. If something as a cloud architect or cloud engineer, which is beyond our limit, if you wanted to, get it clarified, we'll reaching AWS technical team or Azure technical team. So literally, right, AWS is maintaining, training, and they have provided an internal developer as a customer support. We are getting, we can expect a very good technical support from AWS, where which is failing in other cloud providers. Okay. So that is all those reasons, guys. You can expect very good job opportunity in outside, and lots of user base is available. If you are stuck in any problem, also immediately you can get the solution in online and all. Very good documentation, everything available. Easy interface, lots of advantages, I would say. Easy interface, easy for the beginner. Like so many advantages are there. Okay, that's why I prefer to go with AWS. Like, anyway, coming to cloud AWS. Okay, coming to cloud AWS, right? So in on premises, right, we were talking about various technologies here. Something called server, something called storage, something called software, security network. How we are categorizing in cloud in AWS or Azure? How we are categorizing each technology as a term. This term is something called cloud services. Cloud services. There are three important services are available, guys. There are three important services are available, which are basics. Again, you all must be heard about this. IaaS, infrastructure as a service. PaaS, platform as a service. SaaS, software as a service. There are three major services they are categorized actually. What is meant by infrastructure as a service? Infrastructure as a service means the something like a server, you will be getting virtual. Okay, networking devices, you will be getting it as a virtual. Your server disk and volume. Okay, you will be getting it as a virtual backup. You'll be getting it as a virtual. Okay, load balancers. Okay, firewalls. Like these are the component, whichever is needed. Okay, whichever is needed exactly in your on-premises, right? Literally. So in traditionally legacy environment, people whatever they are having in the data center, everything will be present over here. Everything will be present over here in the IaaS. This is the right time actually. Replacement of your data center. That is something called IaaS. You can set up your own server. You can customize the network in cloud. You can have your own customized storage. All those things is available in IaaS. Okay, everything you need to take care. But only advantage, right? Backend hardware, backend physical hardware, right? AWS will take it. You don't want to worry about it. Backend hardware, connectivity, purchasing that, and setting up the data center, maintaining the, cooling and everything, right? Will be taken care by AWS. Only your portion is, you will get, if you ask for, hey, AWS, I need 5 servers, means they'll give you 5 servers. Hey, AWS, I need to set up a small network. Each server should be in this network. Like you can virtually configure everything. You can host the website, you can manage your database, everything you can do it over here. That is something called infrastructure as a service. Coming to platform as a service, right? Mostly people will prefer for database. Because what database engineers are doing today, anyway, his role is about database. But what he is doing, he need to manage the server hardware. He need to manage the operating system, base operating system. He need to talk about database, the specific activation key and what database he is using, patching, okay, security updates in the database. Everything he'll be doing. But the end of the name is all about DB guy, but he will do everything. Okay. That sad factor, right? No more when you come to platform as a service. Why? When you are using platform as a service, right? You don't want to worry about your operating system, hardware. Okay. You don't want to worry about your networking. You don't want to worry about your, disk space. And you don't want to worry about patching. You don't want to worry about security updates. Nothing at all. They'll give you an interface, DB interface. Okay. You need to simply create a table. Okay. You need to manage with your data, run the query. Okay. This is your work. When you call it as a DB guy, your work is about handling everything in backend. Only creating database or creating table. And whatever data is there is the NoSQL or SQL, running the query and fetching the data. That is his role. Only do your role, backend, right? Hardware or networking, disk patching, security update, operating system patch, operating system update, everything AWS will take it. We don't want to worry about these areas. This kind of services, whatever AWS is providing, right? That is something called platform as a service. Which means why they are calling it a platform as a service. The database platform, they are giving it to you. The entire database platform, right? They are giving it to you. Okay, you don't want to worry about the things are what happening in the backend. That's out of your scope, out of your headache. Coming to SaaS, right? Software as a service. I would say many examples for SaaS. Because today everybody using, YouTube. Everybody using Instagram. Everybody using Gmail. Everybody using Facebook. Everybody using, Netflix. Everybody using online games. What is the relation of all those? What is the relation of all those? Simply, when you go and playing some online games, right? Let's imagine. So let me go. I'll open one of my browser. All right. If you go there, online games. Okay, I can open any game I'm playing it. Okay, if I wanted to play this game, anything I can pick and I can play. How things are made possible? Because this software, right, already deployed in backend. Okay, whenever I need, I can simply play this. I can enjoy any games. Same way, I wanted to log into Gmail. Have you ever think of? I wanted to log into Gmail. Okay, if you are in India, you can log into your Gmail account. If you are in America, you can log into your Gmail account. If you are in London, you can log into your Gmail account. Simply, you need to put your email ID and password. Have you ever think one time? What is the backend storage for this email? We are getting daily, we are getting thousands of emails. Where it is getting stored exactly? Who's managing all those? How these emails are organized? How these emails are secured? If you have one computer with the proper internet connection, you will able to enjoy all these. You will able to enjoy all this. These kind of services called as a software as a service. Imagine YouTube, simply opening youtube.com, playing whatever the videos you want. Which means you are not maintaining backend hardware. You are not maintaining anything related to security, nothing. Simply going YouTube and playing video, whatever you want. These kind of ready-madely available services are called as software as a service. Okay. So far, all of you clear? Now we are coming to the important concept of AWS console and the practicals. Anyone ask any questions so far? How many of you getting clear so far? You can put on confirmation in chat.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have a question. Can you come back to cloud services, please? I was kind of I
Cloud
didn't get you well. Three of them, please.
services.
Yeah,
Yes, of
three of them.
3 services are
Three of
available.
them.
One is infrastructure as a service, another one is platform as a service, another one is software as a service. Infrastructure as a service, nothing. Whatever you are getting in the physical data center, right? Okay, here I mentioned the term, something called replacement of your physical data center. So whatever server, storage, networking, everything, right? You will set up virtually. That is something called infrastructure as a service. The entire infrastructure as a service to you. So backend, right? Only hardware will be taken care by your AWS. Hardware, networking, power supply, your physical data center, cooling, AC, everything will be taken care by AWS. Coming to platform as a service, right? It's a database. This is for database related application. There are a few other examples are there, but database is one of the example I'm taking for now. Later, day by day, we'll learn more. So, but the advantage here, the database guy, no need to worry about backend operating system, hardware, patching, security, networking, all those things. He'll be feel free to work directly in the platform of database. Software, hope you got the point what the software is. Okay, the service ready-madely available to you. You can online go and enjoy. That is something called as a software as a service.
I have a question.
Thank you.
Yep.
There are multiple resources in AWS. So, as a new user, what should I do, or what should I start, or where should I start in AWS?
Yes, in another 10 minutes, I'll explain that. Okay, next we are going to see in practical that thing only. Okay.
Sure.
All right. All right, fine.
Hello, I have one more question. Can I get some more better example for SaaS? Like
SaaS,
yes.
SaaS, I think comparing.
Like if I'm in the company, how it will be used? If I'm working for a company, what kind of thing? This is a real. Whatever you are saying is a real one, right? So in
Yes, whatever. Like if you wanted to know, there are multiple services are there. Obviously, when you're getting into the AWS, each and every different services, right, you'll came to know. These 3 things, right, has been categorized as a various sub-services in AWS. Okay. So I'm going to talk about them. There are some services called Lambda. There are some services, right, available for SaaS model where you can go and enjoy something like SCS, SQS, those kind of services. Okay. So we will be, going to learn about those services. Practically, I'll show you how it will be there in real project. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Right. Now, I just want all of you to understand the high level, concepts behind before we getting into practicals. IaaS, PaaS, SaaS or provided by cloud. Yes. All right, fine, guys. Now we are going into the AWS console. So if you go to the AWS, right, maybe I'll go there. I can simply close all these. I can close these as well. Let me log into Google. All right, I'm going to Google. I'm going to search like AWS console login. Okay, if you go to AWS console login, I have one free tier account. This is actual AWS official page, by the way. This is the actual AWS official page. Here, what we will get. So we were talking, right, the IaaS PaaS, we are going to get the virtual access of all the servers. We are going to get the virtualized server, storages, database, all those things, right? How it's possible, how Hari it's virtually possible, how Kumar it's actually possible. So in that case, right, this is the one of the centralized area, centralized place where we can, having a interface, user can interact and get all those things getting done. Okay. So I have already logged in. I have some mock user like I have AWS account. AWS basically providing you the free tier account for 1 year. AWS actually providing you the free tier account for 1 year. Even the people who are going to be a part of this batch, right? I'll be helping them to set up this AWS account. I'll be helping them to set up a AWS account. More than that, right? This is the interface. Okay, you can access from your laptop, mobile, even mobile apps are there for AWS application is there. Android, iOS app is there. Through that also you can interact with the AWS cloud. Other than that, right, you can interact through your specific, what is that called? Tablet, everything, everywhere. So, but end of day, this is the interface. Through this only you're going to handle and manage your entire cloud. Okay. So how can we set up this? I have account already. I have logged in. How can we set up? How you guys? Someone asked the question, right? Yeah, as a beginner, how will I start? Where will I start? Just I'm going to incognito window. Okay. Here, if you go right, I'll simply type like, what is it called? AWS free tier account creation. Okay. So AWS giving you 1 year free tier account, guys. Okay. So you can go there, simply create a account because without this account, nothing. You can't do anything at all. This free tier account is very much important. Okay, let me click on create free tier account. For creating account, right, you need 2 things mandatory. One is your email ID. You need to provide your email address. The second thing, your ATM card. Either it could be debit card or credit card, whatever. Your card should be mandatory. Okay. I'll tell you why. So it's asking for email ID. Almost all of my email IDs are full. So what I'll do, I'll just go to Google. I'll just randomly generate one temp email ID. Okay. So for just now we are testing, right? So on internet, I'm taking some random email ID. My temporary email ID is all going to be. So this will be active for 5-10 minutes now. Generating. Yeah. Something like like whatever. So this is my temporary email ID for just the next 10 minutes. I'm copying this. I'm pasting over here. And account name it's asking. So maybe we'll give network journey. Okay. So short form I'll give like that. So I'll mention my name. Whatever. Okay. You can give any account name. All right. So you need to give verify email address. Once you hear the verify email address, the OTP has been sent to your email. So I have created on temp email ID, right? If we go there, we should be able to see the OTP. See AWS email verification. Click on that. Double click. Copy. Go there and paste it. Then verify the account. Of course, your email address has been verified. Now we need to set up a password. Okay, let me set up some password for this. whatever password you want, just to configure it and proceed further. It's not allowing me. No, it's not allowing me. Somehow it's identified, I believe, which I'm using temp email. Not sure. Okay, uppercase, lowercase, number, alphanumeric, all I'm using. No, no response, by the way. Okay, so when you give, it will allow you to proceed further. Next step, it will ask your address and your ATM card. Okay, once you have done right, your account will be ready. Your account will be ready. So whatever the email you provided, right? Next step is very simple. There are totally 5 steps. This is step 1. Second step, it will ask your email ID. Third step, right? It will ask your ATM card. Okay, you need to provide. They will deduct 2 rupees from your account. If you are in India, they will deduct 2 rupees from your account. If you are from outside of India, right, they will deduct $2, 2 USD from your account. After 3 to 4 days, right, they'll refund that amount also. Why they are deducting? Just to validate you are an authentic person, you are a valid, genuine person. That's the reason. Okay, nothing else. Once you authenticated, right, you will be able to log into your account. Okay, same username and password, whatever you configured here, same you will be able to log in. Like, see. So this is the 2 type of users available: root user and IAM user. Root user means nothing. The user what you used to create your AWS account. The email ID what you used to create the AWS account, that will be something like I'll give my email ID and I'll give the password. Okay, so when you give your username and password, it will take you to the AWS account. So in this account only, we'll be able to configure everything. So people who are coming tomorrow session or whoever being part of our session, everyone should need this AWS account, because all the hands-ons, all the practical things, right, we are going to perform it in this AWS account only. Make sense? So here, if you go, I'll just give you the overview about this AWS account. If you go there, right, if you click AWS, it will take you to home page always. Okay, the logo. Whatever the frequent service I'm using, right, I have selected as the favorite. Okay, if you go to services, so many services are available. Services means what? Each technology. Like in data center, we have various things, right? Server, storage, software, security. Like in AWS, they are calling the technology called as a services. Something called analytics. In analytics, we'll have this many. Some technology called blockchain. Some technology called containerization. Some technology called databases. Okay. Something called game development. If people want to develop game development, here is the service for them. IoT. If people want to work on IoT, this is the service. People want to work in machine learning, here is the service. People want to work in media, this is the service. Migration, networking, like each and everything, right? They have a service. Each and everything, they have a service. Okay. Fine. So in this case, right, we are going to learn about there's an important service, IAM. I'll talk about that. So here you can pick any service you wanted to work. And coming over here, this is a CLI, Cloud Shell. Here you can graphically interact. Here's the place to interact CLI through command line interface. Whatever you are doing graphically here, same thing can be done through CLI over here. Here, whatever the notification your account received, right, you will get it. It's just a feedback and settings. Okay, nothing a big deal. Like a dark color you need, light color, just basic. These are the things called as the regions, AWS region. These many locations, AWS has their presence actually. North Virginia, Ohio, California, Oregon, Mumbai. So all these locations, right? AWS has the present. Whatever you want, you can use it. This is a user info and account info. Every account will be created with this account ID. Even when you create your account, right, will be created with this account ID only. Future, from my account to your AWS account, wanted to transfer something or doing such things, based on this unique, 12-digit account ID only, we'll be doing it. Okay.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, please repeat AWS account.
This is AWS account.
How we create
How we create it?
account?
Just to Google it, creating AWS free tier account. The link will take you to creation of that account. Okay. Just to
Okay.
type Google AWS free tier account. Ask like how we are creating a Gmail account and other social media account. So when it will ask your email ID, verification code will go to your email ID. Then whatever the password you need to assign, do it. Okay. Simple.
Okay.
Not complex.
Thank you.
Yeah. So coming to AWS is right. There are some important services are available. Okay. So important AWS services we should have as a beginner. Okay. There is something called IAM, something called EC2, something called S3, something called VPC, something called RDS. So these are the important services. I would strongly recommend all of you to have this awareness. Okay. So IAM in the sense identity and access management. All short form I'll mention. Okay. EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. S3 means simple storage service. Okay, I'm just typing the expansion of each service. Which VPC means virtual private cloud. RDS means what? Relational database service. Okay, these are the important services I would call. The same services, right? IAM, EC2, S3. You can see in the AWS console also. Go there and type like IAM. You will see the IAM. You can search like EC2. You will see the EC2. You can search like RDS. It will be there. So all the services are available in AWS console. Okay, why it's calling it the important services? Why it's all calling it the important services? Basically, this identity and access management. Basically, this identity and access management, right? When anybody coming to AWS as first, anybody in the sense as an individual users you are, or any organization decided to come AWS, whatever, whoever, under this identity access management only, we will create the users. Okay, in our project, we'll have a various users, right? Our colleagues, if you are all working in TCS or Wipro or Accenture, imagine we all working in as a TCS or Wipro, whatever. So we got a project from one of the client, something like BMW. Okay, he is our client. BMW is our client. We are all working in this company. So obviously, from our side, our company, our project side, there will be 10 to 20 members will be working, right? For each and everybody will have the user account. Each and 10, 20 engineers, technical engineer, you and me, will have individual users. And sometimes we need to create a groups and all. Sometimes we need to create a groups. Okay, we need to assign them a proper permissions, authentication and authorization. All those things, right, will be taken care by IAM service. So generally, right, as best practices, IAM is the first service, first priority we need to provide for IAM. Why? Because when you take any AWS account, security is the topmost privilege. Okay, customers' data is going to play in the AWS account. So we need to properly define who all can access my AWS account, who all, what kind of permissions they have. Okay, because any anonymous user can log into my AWS account, mean that's not secure environment, right? So we need to make sure the proper user groups and permissions are created. Okay. Similarly, second service is server. You will be managing your virtual server and a disk for that server. Everything you will manage here. And third one, F3 means storage. By the name itself, you can understand this is online storage. Generally, if you ask people, the people who's not much technical or who are unaware of cloud, right? If you ask them what is cloud, cloud means online storage. They will think only one thing only. But other than the online storage, we have many other. Okay. Fourth one is VPC, virtual private cloud. Virtual private cloud means you will be managing your entire infrastructure, networking configuration, and security if you want. Okay, base level of security. These things also by seeing the name, you will come to DB. Okay, database. So So these are the important services, right? We should aware as the first beginner. Okay, anybody who coming to cloud, even as an individual, you guys, or if you take any organization also, they'll have to give priority to these 5 services only. Okay, fine. Okay, this is my AWS account. I logged in. All right. Now I'm going to IAM service. First, we'll see one by one service. I'll go to IAM service. One good thing about AWS, right? Each and every services will have its own data dashboard actually. Each and every services will have its own dashboard. If you open, EC2, if you open S3, if you open VPC, whatever, they will have a dedicated dashboard for each service. The respective resource will be there in that particular dashboard. So it's properly organized. Okay, as a beginner, it will be easy for them to understand each and every options. The user interfaces, very good, clear actually. Anyone can easily adopt AWS cloud. All right, why we are having IAM? As I told you, identity and access management, user management, user creation, all those things you will do it over here, correct? In that case, if you go to the users, there is an option called user. You can go there and create a user. Okay, create a user. You can log in using that user. How we can create a user? Just click on create new user. Imagine the root user, right? When you're creating account, that is a root user. The email ID what you provide, that is a root user. Generally, if you go any project, the project manager or a cloud architect will be holding that root credential. Not everybody. Each and every individual, right? Whoever working in that project as a technical guy, they need to have an individual user account. How can we create it? Just click on create user, provide username. Any username, any user will take from our training only. Okay. So, or I'll give my name. Okay, Kumar. Okay, I'm going to provide a access to management console. Yes. I want to be a IAM user. Password will going to generate, auto generate. Okay, that's fine. Okay. So let me click on next. So any permissions you can assign to the user. Okay. Here is the place. What kind of permission we are going to assign to the user. Okay. So already there are some set of groups are there. Either if you are adding them into the group, you can add it, or you can attach the permission directly or copy the permission from existing user, whatever you can do it. So maybe I'm going to, for Kumar user, I'm going to provide some permission for, he need to access only EC2. I'm such like EC2. Okay, Kumar going to handle all the EC2 services. EC2 means what? I'm confused. Simple. Okay, very simple. Virtual server and disk you're gonna manage. Something like that. I'm going to provide my EC2 permission. Click on next. Okay, just to review part. As Kumar, automatically password will generate. He will access EC2. So if you click on create user, right, the user will be created. This is the username and password. Okay, let me copy all these. This is the console login URL. This is the username. This is the password. Okay. Now what I'll do, I'll open one of my another incognito, or already I'm in incognito. So I'll open different browser otherwise.